Now you can enjoy the happiness of the holidays for the next 6 months by paying less and making more money by getting 180 days of picks from your favorite handicapper at a huge discount. This limited time Christmas special gives you a 90-day all-access pass with a handicapper of your choice at WagerTalk.com, plus an additional 90 days of all-access passes at no additional cost, an $849 value. This comes out to just under $5 per day, includes all sports released and any 5% best bets, normally priced at $35 each. Your access with your handicapper will cover NFL through the Super Bowl, college football through the national championship, any NBA and NHL action, including playoff games played during access and the start of the MLB season. Plus, if your handicapper does UFC, soccer, tennis, or any sport, yep, it's included. Happy holidays from everyone at WagerTalk.
So does Teddy want me to talk about how? Oh, hey, okay. Yeah. All right, here we are. Here we go. NBA tip-off show, guys. Happy Thursday to you. December the 16th, as we've got, 4 games in the association tonight. So we're going to run through all 4 of them for you, see if we can't go ahead and find a couple of edges and cash a few tickets here tonight. We're going to do it, of course, with 3 of the best here at WagerTalk. 2 of the I didn't realize Finn was here. 3 of the best here at WagerTalk, including Ski Profit in the house. Teddy covers here today for an encore performance. And there he is, the legend, Tony Finn, in the house here, guys, on a Thursday where it may only be 4 games, but there are some interesting matchups here on the board. Ski, how you been, my man? What is going on? I know the Lakers won last night, so you must have won all that betting the Lakers last. What's going on, Ski? What do you got locked and loaded tonight for us?
Yeah, I have to come back and confess and say that, I did bet the Lakers, even though they were technically on the hell no list. The same situation that put them on the hell no list popped back up yesterday, and I tried it once more and they won. So here we are. I'm happy with the 4-3 day yesterday and looking to keep it going today.
Did you happen to see the Miami Heat game? Never mind. We'll get to that. Teddy covers. What is going on, my man? Welcome back here. Talk to us. I believe a winning night last night, my friend. And what do you got tonight for us here at WagerTalk?
Yeah, I came into the show yesterday talking about how much I stunk, and then ended up being a slump buster. So we got a nice win yesterday. See if we can build on that tonight. A single best bet in NBA action for Thursday available over at WagerTalk and sportsmember.com. I got NFL for tonight as well, and bowl games up for the weekend. So don't buy any plays, really. And it's not the best way if you want to get on board. Take a 3-day pass, take a 7-day pass, take a bowl season pass, take an NBA month. Do it however you want it, but get on board. I think we started to turn things around.
Yeah, no, not think. Absolutely. Proof is in the pudding, guys. All access passes, absolutely the way to go. And Tony Finn continuing to roll in the NBA this year, man. Nice run you're on there, Tony, continuing to cash tickets here. What do you got tonight locked and loaded over at WagerTalk?
Thank you. And I have 2 plays tonight. I have 2 plays, 1 college. You can buy all 3, $29 only at WagerTalk.
No reason, guys, not to head over right now. Ski Profit, Teddy Covers, and Tony Finn. And we are going to dive in game number 1 here tonight. Let's take a look at the Detroit Pistons taking on the Indiana Pacers in this one. Total 210.5 as an open. I'm still the 210s for the most part. I am seeing that split line, 10.5 in a lot of places here. 7:10 p.m. Eastern time tip-off in Ski. I know there is going to be an angle here with rest versus no rest. I know it's coming, man. So talk to us here. Detroit got a little reprieve there with that game being canceled against the Bulls. Do you like them getting the points tonight?
That's the only way I can look in this game. Indiana was in a really winnable game yesterday as far as who was available for the other side. And they lost by, 16, 15 points. And I don't know. I just haven't liked what I've seen from Indiana lately. And like you said, it's no secret. I like to play the more rested teams. And if you're giving me the more rested team versus a team I really don't trust with 10 points, that's the team I'll take.
All right, he likes the points in this one. Teddy, we talked about the Pistons yesterday on the show as Certainly a bet on team in spots moving forward here. It didn't work out last night. Do you like them in this spot tonight?
No, the Pacers had a fourth quarter lead in Milwaukee last night, and then the Bucks went on a 21-0 run that changed changed the course of that game pretty significantly. That being said, Indiana continues. See, I guess Ski and I are on the other side of this. I watched the Pacers lately, and I see a bet on team. With LeVert back in the lineup, there's a spark of energy. I know they're on the second of back-to-backs, but nobody played huge minutes last night. And the Pistons without Jeremy Grant, I mean, Detroit is what they are. They're the last place team. They're one of the worst teams in the NBA. At this point spread range, all right, at just 10, all right, 10.5 even for the Pistons. For the full season, you give Detroit 10.5 in every game, they're 13-13. They've lost half their games by double-digit margins. I don't trust them to hang in Indiana, and I think there's money to be made on the Pacers right about now. So this isn't, I'm not getting the window laying doubles with Indiana. It's not their role. But if I'm playing, I'm laying.
Love it. All right, Finn, talk to us here. Are you worried about laying with Indiana, or is Detroit the side for you?
Well, this is my best bet for the show, but I'll give a little quick outline. That is that I agree with what both Teddy and Ski have said. Truthfully, last night's game, which I was on, Indiana, here's the situation in that game, and that is that I think if you play that game again, things are different. I mean, this Milwaukee this group, the second tier group, or the second round, the second rotation for that Bucks team was excellent, right? They shoot almost 50% from 3-point land. They shoot 50% from the field. They got out rebounded. They had twice as many turnovers, and they still won. They're not that good. That second group is not. If they are that good, then Milwaukee's going to be threatening to repeat. That's what I'm saying. So, again, Teddy, this Indiana team isn't the best defensive team. In fact, I think they've regressed a little bit. I think they over-rallied a little bit early in the season. I like Detroit get 10.5. As Teddy said, most of the games you see with Indiana, -8, +8, they're always in that range. They're rarely laying this kind of number. I would take the number.
All right, we got to lean towards Detroit here tonight. We'll move on. Game number 2. Why don't we talk about a flip? Yep, flip. Philadelphia taking on the Brooklyn Nets in this one. It opened up with Brooklyn as a point favorite. Now we're seeing Philadelphia 1.5 in spots here in the marketplace. The total 213 that's gone up. I'm seeing 216s now here, Teddy. Talk to me. I'm going to guess you agree with the market move here.
I do. I mean, look, the uniform says Nets, but this is not the Nets. Okay? This is the lineup that they put out. And they beat Toronto with it. I'll give them credit. But this is the lineup they put out against the Raptors the other night. You have Kevin Durant. Then you have Blake Griffin, who was getting DNP coaches' decisions a couple of weeks ago. So he's not been in the regular rotation. Patty Mills was coming off the bench. Nick Claxton and David Duke Jr. Okay? That's their starting 5. The bench is 3 rookies: Kessler Edwards, Cam Thomas, Day'Ron Sharpe. That's who they have right now. Okay? So it's Durant, and then Griffin and Mills, and then what? I want no part of Brooklyn.
That's it.
I want no part of Brooklyn right now. Philly is on the second of back-to-backs, but they lost last night. And we've seen the 76ers as a bet-on team off a loss more than once. Certainly the defense wasn't there. And, of course, they were down by 23 in the third quarter, actually rallied back to tie the game. And then still ended up losing at the end. Doc Rivers, we couldn't get stops. I thought we were bad offensively and defensively. I want Philly off a game like that against a depleted Nets squad. Sixers are pass for this bet.
He didn't have Kessler Edwards there in his prop bet steady with his 43 minutes in that game. My word. Thank goodness for Kevin Durant. But he played 48 minutes here, Tony Finn. He's been on the injury report. So what can we really expect from this Brooklyn team here tonight?
Well, Teddy brought up a point that I was going to bring up too as well. That lineup, or at least the projected starting lineup for Brooklyn tonight, Patty Mills, David Duke with his white pointy hat, Kevin Durant, Blake Griffin and Claxton. They have, I think, a total of 23 possessions. That lineup, 23 possessions. It's a small sample size, but defensively, this is not a very good group. First five. If you go find their metrics on the net, I think defensively they're about 150 points per 100 possessions. And again, very small sample size. But the fact that they haven't played that many possessions together is a negative for me as well. And I agree with Tej. Philly, man, Philly is such a mixed bag for me. It seems like every time I feel like this is the time, it's not the time. I feel like it's not the time. It should have been the time. I like the over, the total, actually, in this game. And if you've seen it climb a couple points, I mean, it's not a go to the window with the mortgage, but I like the over, and I couldn't be on anybody but Philly.
I mean, I guess maybe the line's looking at, listen, Durant's on the court. As long as he's on the court skiing, anything is possible, I guess. But I don't know. How are you looking at this game? It's only a bucket one way or the other here.
Yeah, I really want no parts of either side here. Depleted net squad versus a Philly squad without rest that I just don't like how they're looking right now. So when I look at the total, the Sixers, they've been struggling to score. They haven't scored, or they've scored less than 103 points, I think 8 of their last 9 games. And it kind of burned me going against the depleted net squad in their last game playing the under versus the Raptors. But I don't know. I disagree with the market move up. I think it'll be a slower game, especially like Teddy, if he expects the Sixers to win. They're bottom 5 in pace the last 5 games and bottom 5 offensive rated team. If it'll be anything, it'll be with defense. So I just look at it one more time. The last 2 weeks, the under is 5-2 for the Nets and 4-2 for the Sixers. I would be playing this one under the total.
Looking under the 216.
Hey,
yes,
Joe.
Yes, Tom. Yes.
You remember Tuesday when I was telling you, Ski just reminded me, we were talking about the Nets playing slow on Tuesday as well. Remember? No, they scored 131 points.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
You have under in that?
Yeah.
Watching under on Tuesday night, Tony. I had under in
Yeah.
that ball game. The Nets are training under. They're playing really slow. They got no one in the lineup, and dead nuts under.
Now, I will say this here, Teddy. It
Not so
does
good.
feel like a good opportunity this game for an in-game for a live bet here, especially if, let's say, Brooklyn starts out hot and gets ahead here. Good in-game live betting situation here for that?
Potentially, but let's not forget that Philly is on the second of back-to-backs. So if they aren't playing well, we could see Doc Rivers limit some of the minutes and limit some of their comeback potential in this ballgame. We've seen Rivers do that before.
Yep, good point there. All right, guys, we'll move on to, just too hot. Never mind. The New York Knicks taking on the Houston Rockets from Corpus Christi. +5 is what we saw as an open. I saw this as high as 6 a little earlier today. I'm seeing 4.5s now, 4.5s and 5s in here, 215.5 as a opening number. It is down to 214.5 in a lot of spots. Tony Finn, talk to me. The Knicks laying 5 on the road. What do you think here? Are you buying this New York Knicks team?
Well, they're laying on this road because the Rockets still have a lot of question marks about their lineup and who's going to play, who's not going to play. And they're laying 5 also because of how poorly they played in the last game. So there's a little bit of recency bias there. But and I can't be anywhere near this game. We talked about the Knicks on Tuesday quite a bit. The Knicks coming off a pretty emotional game. As emotional as it was for Steph Curry, that MSG crowd and the Knicks and everybody was, I believe everybody was rooting for Steph to break that. And when they did, they delayed the game. It was a big night. It was a big, big night, not just for Steph and Golden State and their fan and their faithful. But I think it takes a little bit out of the home team in that situation. Now they're traveling. So I like the way the Rockets have been playing. But if Wood's not in the lineup for the Rockets, he's the big – listen, when he's absent, I was almost on – I was very close to playing against the Rockets last game, and I didn't do it. Should have. With a couple games, I didn't do it. I stepped back. Tonight, I'm stepping back and don't feel any urge at all to jump to the booth or jump to the counter and push money across.
All right. So it's an interesting we know the Knicks are going to be out without the, Toppin is still out. R.J. Barrett's still out. Ski.
Yeah.
We've talked about the Knicks without R.J. Barrett, not necessarily a team that you have wanted to back here over the last week or so. Wood is questionable. If Christian Wood goes, should we jump on those 5 points right now?
Well, I played this game earlier, and I played it before injury news, and that probably wasn't the right thing to do because we've seen lately a lot of guys ruled out as the day progresses. So, Christian Wood is the opposite. He was listed when I looked at this game this morning. He was unlikely to play.
Yep.
Now he's upgraded to questionable, and all the guys for the Knicks side are out. I'll say one thing. It's the same situation that I've kind of been playing against. I like the more rested team, and when it's the road favorite, they've been pretty good as far as straight up goes. I didn't see where this line moved, but I have a play on this game. I'll talk about it a little bit more in the best bet section.
All right. It looked like it got steamed early for the Knicks, Teddy, and then the buyback for Houston came in. We know what we're going to get from the Knicks, don't we? But you got more questions for Houston here in this spot?
Well, I'm going to ask you this question, all right? And this is anyone of the panel can answer this as well. Tell me the last time the Knicks covered at -5 or higher.
Do we have enough? Do we have enough
My
time?
bankroll says forever.
I'll give you a hint. It was the second game of the season, October 22nd at Orlando. Since that time, the Knicks
At
are
Orlando.
0-6 ATS at -5 or higher. It's been a while.
What,
They've covered.
what were they? What were they that day? What were they, Teddy? Minus what?
They were -7.5 at Orlando, and they won by 25.
Yeah,
that was that was the last time
days.
they've covered laying -5 or higher. So it's been a while, and we talked about how it was a big emotional game against Golden State earlier in the week, and now they've lost 4 straight. They've lost 7 of their last 8. This isn't a team I can lay a price with. All right. And I know the Rockets are on the second of back-to-backs. Well aware. And I know that Houston is a bottom feeder in theory. But it's also a Rockets team that's played their best basketball of the season here in December. And they should have Eric Gordon back. He missed last night. It looks like he's going to be able to go tonight. And while Christian Wood is huge for Houston, so Eric Gordon's not a guy who is you want to sleep on either. Did I mention the Rockets have a winning straight-up record at home this year?
Yeah.
Houston plus the points. That one's easy.
I agree. Yeah, and look at that. Our producer, I can hear him typing away and sending those bets in as we speak here. Houston Rockets, guys, tonight taking on the New York Knicks. All right, let's move on to our final game on the card here tonight, guys. A game which, should be pretty interesting here. The Washington Wizards going on a road take on the Phoenix Suns in this one. And I am seeing right now, let me just make sure, 9s pretty much across the board. 213 as a total currently. It did open up at 215.5. So, Ski, let me ask you here, this Phoenix team continuing to roll despite the injuries. Do you like them here at home to get it done against Washington?
Yeah, I don't love this card. I really don't like this card for today, if you can't tell. But if I'm playing this game, as Teddy say, I'll be laying. It's no secret, Washington's on a back-to-back. Phoenix slightly more rested than them. You get DeAndre Ayton back in the lineup. And this is the kind of team that can win by margin. I talk about teams that, do things that I care about. They can shoot the 3 well, they can defend the 3 well, and they can rebound. They haven't been rebounding as well lately, but probably with Ayton back in the lineup, I think they can. So it'll be Suns or pass for me.
All right, Suns or pass here. Is it too high a number, Teddy, for you to consider here, or are we just fading the Wizards from this point on?
Well, not from this point on. We're going to fade the Wizards until they tell us not to fade them anymore. Washington's a real easy team to bet against right now. They're falling apart. And not only are they falling apart, and you look at the on-court chemistry, these guys don't like each other right now. It's real. If you watch them collapse, and that was a collapse last night. It was worse than the Pacers collapse, when Milwaukee scored 21 in a row. It was a 42-16 Sacramento run to close out the game.
Wow.
Against Washington. And it was just nothing on either end for the Wizards. Again, which, we've seen at least one bad quarter, really bad quarter in Washington every game they played of late. And the quote, Wes Unseld, we're being tested. This far, we haven't responded accordingly. We have to find a way to dig down individually and collectively and find the best version of ourselves. Good luck with that against Phoenix. And it's not a circle the wagon spot for the Suns, which concerns me a little bit for Phoenix. They haven't been great in this big point spread role, but Washington for me is absolutely a one-way team. I love a team that got off to a hot start and then stinks because the betting markets get them wrong for weeks on end. That's been the case for the Wizard of late. Remember, this team started out, 9-3 in their first 12 games. People thought they were good. They're not. And they're an easy team to bet against as we speak. Phoenix are past for this better.
Yeah, 35-16 fourth quarter. They got demolished there and even extended to the end of the third. So not a good showing last night for Washington here, Tony Finn. What do you think? Do you trust them to bounce back with Bradley Beal and company?
Over November, most of November and half of December, Washington's been, as Teddy said, they don't look like they care about playing. They're horrible. They're 26th in net rating over that span. I think it was last month, -7 and change, 3-11-1 against the spread, and Kuzma's been in and out. And now I heard this morning, some guys talking. I stopped in and got a soda and a Reuben, and they were talking about I don't know if it's true, but they were talking about Beal once out, and if it's considering that trade. I don't see that. This is a different team, guys, than last year's Washington team when they had Westbrook. Now, not that Westbrook is saving the world from Armageddon or anything like that, but what he did for that team and what this team was able to do offensively was much different than what they're doing this year. This is not a good offensive team, and they really have hung their hat on defense when they did win. Listen, the Suns can do almost anything they want to do. In fact, you guys can comment on this. I think that they're doing some things differently with Sham. They're a good 3-point shooting team. The starting line tonight is a good 3-point shooting team, and like these guys said, if you're in this game, I think you're laying. And I think this team is experimenting a little bit with Booker out, lineups, and different fives in and out, how they're playing, what they're doing defensively, almost like they know that they can win the 50 or 60 games they need to win. And now we're going to find out what we can do in certain situations. Will it work? Will it not work? Et cetera, et cetera. I would be laying if I was in this room. I'm not.
Yeah, Teddy's right. I mean, the whole your boy Dinwiddie there, Finn. Dinwiddie, however you pronounce it.
Dinwiddie.
He's making comments like, I ain't getting enough shots. So yeah, him and Beal not exactly on the same page here. So I don't know how much better that is going to get here moving forward. But big mountain to climb here tonight in Phoenix. Go ahead, Dave.
Dinwiddie's been ruled out tonight.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him. Not getting enough shots, he said. Yeah, I bet you not. No.
He hasn't messed with Beal at all. It's not a good backcourt chemistry with those two on the floor.
Terrible. And like you said, the body language tells you everything when you watch it there. So it's not. It's an interesting card here, guys. Some big numbers, maybe wrong team favorite here in a couple of these games. So let's run it down. We'll start with the top with Ski. Is there a game here, Ski, a prop, a side, a total, something you like maybe a little bit more than the others tonight in this card?
Yeah, I did some running around today, so I'm just catching up and looking at things that have changed since this morning. I hear you, Teddy. I get it, but the Rockets they're not that good of a team. And Eric Gordon's a high usage player. When he comes back into the lineup, we'll see how that affects them. They definitely will need Christian Wood. If he's out, they're in trouble. And I heard you ask, how many of these games have Knicks covered? I think 10 of their 12 wins are by more than 5 points, and 17 of the Rockets' 19 losses are by more than 5 points. And looking at the Rockets on a back-to-back, they've lost by 7, by 30, and by 13. And one of those was during their recent streak that they've been playing well. So I'm not sold on the Rockets. I've been playing road favorites with more rest than their opponent. And I said, play the Knicks today. Usually it's on the money line. So what I did, kind of like how guys do in baseball, I made my own line. I made a -155 line, played a little bit on the money line, -195, and a little bit on the spread. If they win, sorry, I need a little extra time here. But if they win, I don't lose anything. If they cover, I win everything. And if they lose outright, I lose it all.
Kind of like that, Ski. Like it. He's committed to the Knicks and taking a swipe at Teddy's Houston Rockets. I'm shocked Robert didn't buzz your ass sooner there. Yeah, exactly. All right, Teddy, you got it, my man. Go ahead. Counterpoint here. What do we got?
Oh no, I'm going to look at the Washington and Phoenix, the game that we just talked about a few moments ago. And my strategy in the NBA is real simple. When I find a team that I think is incorrectly priced in the markets, I want to bet against that team, not one game, not two games. I want to bet against them until the betting markets catch up. Washington's priced incorrectly in the markets. That hot start has gotten, has kept them in an incorrect point spread range in recent contests. And on the second of back-to-backs, in the midst of a dismal long West Coast slog, I don't know the Wizards are going to show tonight. I would look Suns first half. I would look Suns first quarter. I would look Suns full game. I think Phoenix is going to take care of business relatively easily. Again, this is what the Suns do. We don't worry about spots as much with Phoenix as we do with other teams because they're good enough to overcome mediocre spots. Give me the Suns minus the points.
Whoa! Look at that. Silk, baby. Nothing but net there, Tony Finn. Going to be hard to actually beat that. But come on, man. What do you got going tonight? Where are you looking?
We're going to go to the Pistons and the Pacers. And listen, the Pistons are – Teddy said it. I wrote a little bit about the Pistons this morning, was doing some work, and he said exactly what I wrote, and that is you know exactly what you're getting with this Pistons team. They're fairly consistent. They've been consistently bad. I mean, 4-22, whatever their number, I think they're 4-22. That's pretty hard to look at, guys. 2-11 away from home. I think they're obviously much better than that at away, right? No, 2-11 away. Whatever it is, tonight's one of those occasions where I feel like they stand out. The price is baked in. It's baked in the fact that they're not going to have Jeremy Grant, Corey Joseph, Killian Hayes, Diallo. They make up for it. Indianapolis is not the kind of team that you want to be laying 10 and change with. Tonight, Pistons plus the points. They keep it close. In fact, they beat the Pistons. I mean, the Pacers first time out. Points. Detroit. Money.
All right, so we've got a Detroit backer here in the spot, and we've got we got two favorites on the board here. Knicks -5, Knicks money line for Ski tonight against, I can't even believe you're allowing it up on the screen, Robert, against the Rockets there. Teddy has got the Suns -9, and if there was a dog tonight, I believe Teddy would be making Houston his dog of the day. Hell yes. And Tony Finn, he's going to go the dog. He's going to go the biggest dog on the board here, I think. 10.5 right now. Pistons taking on Indiana. A well-rested Ski Pistons team taking on the Indiana. Don't forget, guys, action, best bets locked and loaded tonight at WagerTalk.com. For all three of these gentlemen, you can also catch Teddy over at sportsmemo.com. We got Thursday Night Football. We got NBA. We got some college hoops. We got a lot happening, plus bowl games start tomorrow. Hard to believe, but bowl season is here. Those 3-day, 7-day, 30-day all-access packages, guys, nothing beats it. That's the way to go. Every play, including their 5% best bets, all yours. And the deals, hop on them right now over at WagerTalk.com. So on behalf of Ski Profit, and boy, oh boy, I can't wait to get Ski and Teddy back on here so we can review this card here. We got Houston, and I know, Robert, where you're going here tonight. And Tony Finn, we appreciate the time, guys. Best of luck with the plays. Hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner. And come back and join us again tomorrow as we get you ready for the association heading into the weekend. Best of luck with your plays, guys. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
We know this business is loaded with competitors and copycats, and we are very proud and extremely excited to be one of, if not the premier sports betting information provider in North America. From a massive library of free picks and handicapping videos, daily shows, podcasts, and articles, our free live odds service, a team of the nation's finest sports handicappers supported with top-rated customer service. We pride ourselves on being the leaders in our industry, always looking to evolve and stay multiple steps ahead of our competitors. With that being said, we truly do want to let you know we appreciate your patronage. Moving forward, 7-day all-access packages will be reduced from $119 to just $99, and our 30-day all-access packages are also being slashed moving forward, going from $349 to under $10 a day at only $299. Our new pricing is already active and available just by going to your favorite handicapper's homepage right now.